Hi guys, it's Katie. I'm gonna look around the garden. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I have not been out here to look at the garden in the longest time. My husband helps me out by watering on a lot of mornings if it's not gonna rain. But yeah, it's just been really hot and I've just been, doing life things. So this is the fig that I put in. It's got quite a bit of new growth. It's still very, very small, but it's pretty cool. This is the one I got at Costco. One of the 2-pack I got at Costco. Here's my bay laurel. It's put on. All of this is new from this year, and this like lighter green is new just in the last few weeks. So that's awesome. I might see about pruning it back before the fall. I'm not exactly sure when I should prune it, but I feel like it should be bushier. But it's awesome. This is, I think, 3 years I've had this. And there's the lemongrass. A bunch of trash here. The grapes are being eaten up by Japanese beetles. See, they're all perforated. Like hardly anything left of this leaf. You can see some of them there. So he was taking some grapes off as they were getting some fungus on them, but there's still some. If they make it, we'll see. Right, so just go down here. There's the other fig tree here. Now see, it doesn't have that much like bright green stem, but it's still alive. So anyway, that's that. Come down here. Looks like something's eating here. It's also pretty hot today and it's the middle of the day, so a lot of this looks a little droopy. We'll come right back as soon as the sun goes down. Some rutabagas back there. I think they're supposed to get quite a bit bigger than this. That's probably one of the bigger ones. I did pull one and we had it with pot roast. And it tastes more like turnip. These ones, I'm not sure exactly which variety. See there? We probably should have thinned those a little bit better. It's their first time growing rutabagas, but yeah, it tasted more like a turnip. I've gotten rutabagas from the store and they have a really rich sweet taste, so maybe it was immature, maybe it's the variety, I don't know. This kale I probably should pull up. There's a yucky one there. That's not something that I want to see, but yeah, this is not looking like there's much here to save, but that's alright. This was all volunteer. The Swiss chard is actually okay, it's just in the middle of the day, it just looks really pathetic. So that's about all here. There was a squash plant here that I was really excited about, and it actually had a squash, and I think it's an acorn squash. And my little one picked the acorn squash, and I thought that it was going to not have enough room here, so I just pulled the plant out. It wasn't looking super great when I pulled it out anyway. But there's another one over here, and it's got... I had some squash. I saw that this one was rotting. This one looks awesome. I don't exactly know when to pick it. This looks like it should be ready to pick. And she picked another one that might be a little bit immature. But yeah, that looks actually awesome. I mean, I didn't plant these. And I didn't even plant these like years previously, like with the other volunteers I have. It just came out of my compost here. Give a quick look at my husband's garden while we're down here. He built some trellis thing out of some reclaimed bamboo, and growing up the trellis is his yard-long beans. They're doing awesome. This one going up this spiral about halfway, but the other one's gone all the way up, and it's probably, I don't know, 15 feet, and now it's going across. Looks like something is going on here. I'll have to tell them about that. Looks like aphids and ants. Here's okra. We've had a few okra off of the okra plants. And these are tomatoes. I think all of the tomatoes he has are just like a hodgepodge of things that I started, and I'm not sure. He doesn't even know what these are, but these look like, larger tomatoes. And back there, those are probably like yellow pear or something. There's another okra, another volunteer tomato. Okra, and there's an okra right there as well. Volunteer tomato. Everything is just kind of, who knows what it is. This is white really beautiful marigold. I think it's just one. Let me reach under here. Yeah, I think it's just one. It looked really nice. We bought some pepper plants on clearance at the end of the season, and they're not doing great. They were, you know, in pots too small for too long, but a lot of them had peppers this size on them, which was surprising for as small as the plants were. But since we put them in the garden several weeks ago, they haven't really done much. Some more tomatoes. This is a volunteer from last year, and it's got quite a few peppers on it. See that? And lots of blossoms and buds still. And I think those are all the same. Here's another okra. That okra should be picked, probably. I'll let him do that. There's a beet hidden back there. Some more volunteers. We got some ground cherries. Now, there's a lot of damage on these leaves, but there's ground cherries growing all over. Oop. So these are little orange fruits inside these paper husks, so they're similar to tomatillos, but they're, I guess, just like for snacking or fresh eating. This is a Thai chili pepper. Oh my gosh, look how many peppers are on this thing. Red ones and green ones. I mean, there's millions. So this pepper's doing really nicely here. I mean, usually the hotter the pepper, the smaller the plant, but it goes, I mean, it's 18 inches in diameter. So that's pretty cool. There's another ground cherry back there. And over there's another hot pepper. That's a cherry bomb. There's a few red ones on there. You can see there's a red one. That's a chili pepper. And then here's the yard long bean. So that's what the bean looks like. And there's another one there. Oh, there's more here too. So that's cool. I'd like to save some seeds and try these again. We only got 2 little starts, when really green beans you should have dozens going at once. Here is a fig tree. Lots of figs. Not sure what this, I don't know if that's sugar crystals on the fruit or what. But yeah, lots of figs. Japanese beetles eating up our strawberry plants too, but they're done for the year. Alright, we'll go back up to my beds. Here's some kale. For as bad as this kale looks, this one still looks okay. We had a groundhog come through and take a few nibbles, but he actually didn't do that much damage. He was here for several weeks before we encouraged him to move along. They didn't nibble that much. I mean, a groundhog can kill your garden in just a day, so he was here for a few weeks and didn't do that much. Here's a bunch of the peppers that we got, and they're just not really taking off. Pretty much all the fruit you see on these peppers were on the peppers when we bought them. So here's all my tomatoes, which I diligently marked and still ended up with what I didn't expect. So these are yellow pear. Like I said, I have not been out here in a while, so I have a lot to pick, but that's going to be nice. We'll have these with dinner tonight. So I have 2 yellow pear plants. I have no idea what this is, but it looks like it got some blossom end rot, and then that's a San Marzano, and it also has quite a bit of blossom end rot. But yeah, I tried a new version of staking them, which I haven't pulled them up and tied them up, so they're all here in the lawn, so I need to work on that. I don't know, maybe the cages are just better for me. That way I can just do them once and not have to come back and redo them. There's a Thai basil, looks like it needs some water. There's a regular basil back there. This was trying to keep the groundhog away. Every tomato that's in this bed is a volunteer, which is kind of interesting because a lot of this soil came from our recycling center, so I have no idea what they are. But you can see these ones are more like grape size. I also put some compost from our composter in here, so it could be from that one plant that just never dies. I think that's what these are. That big plant that I've had the last couple of years. And then these ones are kind of rounder, so we'll eat them. That's a Swiss chard there, Swiss chard back there. That's a weed. Here's a pepper plant that I started from seed. California Wonder. It's got really nice big peppers on it. So I'll probably be picking those soon. These I started from seed at the same time that I started these, pretty much. I put them in the ground a few weeks later, but they just have not done anything. And it just blows my mind that I did not plant this. A random seed just fell in the dirt and made this plant. But that I purposely planted with loving care, and it's been like this for probably 2 months. There's some more basil I started from seed. And then here's green beans. These are Roma beans. I built this weird structure for them to grow on. And it looks like they're going up it pretty well. I started these pretty late, so, you know, we'll still have time to put some fruit on, but I don't know, they look really good. Very happy looking, cheerful looking green beans. Over here I was gonna not put anything in this bed, but I figured I might as well put something. So I put squash and zucchini. I put one on this side and the other kind here, so I don't know if these are squash or zucchini. One is yellow squash and one is zucchini, so only one side came up, so we're only going to get one kind unless I replant them. But these were put in really late, so I don't know if it's even worth it to put them in again. I saw this one out of my bedroom window. I have no idea. It looks like it was pulled up, right? I don't know. Something pulled it up. A bug didn't do that, so it must have been an animal, but I don't know. Who would have pulled that up? Some kind of eggs under there. Actually don't have that great of luck with zucchini. We always get the vine borer going in there and killing them. Here's another structure I made out of some bamboo we salvaged from the wooded area behind our house. And in here I put cucumbers for pickles. All of this is volunteer dill, but it's crazy. Look how big this flower is. It's the size of a dinner plate across. So it'll all go to seed and dump seed and come again. This is some volunteer that's way over there, but it's come up and over this tomato cage. This tomato's not looking great, but it's putting on fruit. This was Italian Giant is the name of the tomato. So some kind of beefsteak. Here's a bunch of Swiss chard. We could actually eat this. Looks really good. Nice big leaves. And then here's, I think these two are also California Wonder Peppers that I planted from seed. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times when I plant peppers, I'm lucky to get like half-size bell peppers, but that's pretty decent sized bell pepper. And this one is a little bit behind, but it's got a lot coming. You can see little ones. I just haven't put anything huge on just yet that I'm seeing. And then more dill. So back here is where that one vining thing starts. And it looks like a cucumber, but here's one of the female flowers. I don't know what it could be. Guess we'll find out. This bed is a mess. Everything is dying in here. Apple tree didn't do well. The raspberries over here, they're doing okay, but the other part of the plant that came up first is dead. Blueberry's dead. Fig's doing okay, but I don't see any figs on here yet. I think this is the tree that only gave us one fig last year, despite it being a decent size. And then this is something I was really excited about. I bought a rhubarb on clearance. It has died, everything, except for one thing is here. And I told myself, if this one starts to look like it's going to go south, I'm going to dig it up and put it where my other rhubarb is. Because that rhubarb I've ignored and actually tried to kill. And it does great. So I thought this would be a good place for it, but I don't know if it's the mulch or the amount of water. Everything's dying in this bed. You know how it is. There's always something else that needs to be done first. And look at the grapes, and I think that'll about do it for this one. I saw some squirrel ripping up this. This is like weed block. The squirrel came and tore it all up for his nest, I guess. These are Concord grapes. Something in there. There's a cicada. They look okay, I guess. I have an untrained eye. Oh, and I did get one more other thing. I'll show you up here. Up here is my mint bed. So this is all spearmint. It just goes like crazy. I've tried to put other things in here and it just can't compete. It's just so established. So even other things that are very invasive, like this peppermint, I bought this, I ended up putting it in this pot because I want it to have a chance. It could not compete against all of this. So it's doing actually really awesome. It started off pretty small, and then my last trip to that same nursery, I got this. This is bergamot, so orange mint, and it's doing okay too. So I guess I just need to have multiple pots, and then I just stick them right on top, and then kill this, you know, the spinach or the spearmint underneath, but I don't really care. I use a couple handfuls of mint every summer, and this is how much grows. So, but I'm excited about the peppermint. I actually enjoy peppermint more than spearmint for most things. So over here, I'll give you a look at the rhubarb. I cut it way back. I actually harvested some. I actually found a recipe that uses the green rhubarb that doesn't look like sickly. Usually I just, with rhubarb, I'm used to the red, and when you stew it, it makes a nice red color. But if you stew the green kind, it makes like a snot-colored compote. So I found a cake recipe that uses it where you can't really see the color of the fruit, and it's delicious. So I have a bunch of that in the freezer, and I want to share that recipe. I'll do it soon. And then here is horseradish, which is doing better than I expected. So I've never harvested this. I think this has been in here 3 years now. Maybe this fall. Okay. Okay, so my air conditioning just kicked on, which means you can't hear me, so I will go. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next month for my next garden update. Bye!